You're watching News9 Live. It's a special broadcast and a very special event that's set to kick off in just about a day's time, a little over a day's time, the News9 Global Summit Germany edition. We are counting down to the extraordinary event, the News9 Global Summit, which is set to unfold in the city of Stuttgart in Germany in less than 2 days, little over a day's time from now. This groundbreaking summit is being organized by the TV9 network in partnership with Bundesliga's, the German Football League's VfB Stuttgart. The Grand Summit of Summits aims to provide a global platform to redefine the future of India-Germany relations. The summit, which promises to be a transformative experience, is scheduled from the 21st till the 23rd of November with support from the state of Baden-Wurttemberg in Germany. The summit will see the attendance of the most influential leaders, visionaries and policymakers to craft strategies for sustainable growth and mutual prosperity. What new avenues can India and Germany explore to drive a greener future? Which transformative ideas will shape discussions at this historic gathering? Take a look at this. That's right, that's the News9 Global Summit. The summit is proud to feature an extraordinary lineup of prominent figures who are shaping the future of India-Germany collaboration and the futures of these two great nations. Now, we will not tell you who all are going to be there. Take a look for yourself.
In Stuttgart, where vision meets momentum, visionaries and game changers converge. The News9 Global Summit, where ideas shape tomorrow. Driving this momentum, a leader transforming pathways, building a modern rail network for tomorrow, empowering India's digital revolution, connecting 1 billion voices, charting a roadmap for India and Germany, bridging industries, nations and possibilities.
Ministerial address.
In Stuttgart, where innovation meets legacy, a global confluence unfolds. The News9 Global Summit, where ideas shape tomorrow. At its heart, a transformative leader, a voice for sustainable growth, bridging innovation with impact, progress with purpose, charting a roadmap for India and Germany.
Join him as he maps the agenda for sustainable progress.
News9 Global Summit.
That's right, Union Ministers Mr. Ashwini Vaishnav and Mr. Jyotiraditya Scindia will be at the News9 Global Summit in Stuttgart in Germany, but that's not all. In a moment of great honor, none other than the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, will deliver the special virtual keynote address, lending his visionary perspective to this pioneering initiative. Buckle your seat belts for the News9 Global Summit and tell us all about it. We have Sandeep Unnithan, editorial at News9 with us in the studio. We also have our very own Karthik Malhotra joining us live from Stuttgart in Germany. Sandeep, let's first take matters to Karthik, the man on the ground over there. Karthik, you've been in the thick of things, putting this summit together. Talk to us. I'm guessing you are outside that iconic MHP arena in Stuttgart.
Absolutely, Krishna, you're right. In fact, I am standing outside a little distance away from the MHP Arena, and this MHP Arena is actually going to be host to about 200 delegates. It's going to be host to 50 plus speakers, both from India and Germany, spending 2 constructive days trying to really assimilate what is it that India and Germany have in common and what is it that they can collaborate on to take this relationship, this bilateral trade forward. Now, of course, the weather here is absolutely cold. In fact, it was sunny a few minutes ago, and I think any minute now it may begin to rain. So it's blow hot, blow cold. But thankfully, that is not the relationship of India and Germany. It is a warm relationship. It is a relationship which has meaningful ideas which are waiting to reach a stage of fruition. Krishna.
Meaningful ideas and conversations is what News9 Global Summit is all about. We will be getting back to Karthik and getting more details of all that's building up towards the big event. But Sandeep, what an event, what a scale at which an event like this is being held. Unheard of, in Indian media history, in Indian media network history, for an Indian media network to go on foreign soil and host a summit of this scale. And that too, it's a country no less than Germany.
Absolutely, Krishna. I mean, most Indian platforms prefer to do events like this, summits, conclaves, call it what you will, in their own backyards, in the comforts of Delhi and Mumbai and Bengaluru. But here you have News9 going global with a vengeance and going to Germany, as you just said, and with 2 cabinet ministers, Krishna, I mean, to boot. And of course, that address from Prime Minister Modi. This is a summit of the kind that we've not seen any media house do, but that's how we do things here in News9 and in the TV9 network, Krishna.
Absolutely, that's how we do things. Karthik, I'm curious to know, you've been talking to all the Germans over there. They must be quite surprised, isn't it? Like the fact that, an Indian media network is out there bringing its entire team, entourage, and a whole host of some of the most senior guests that you can possibly find across the realms of politics and business and sports coming together to host this in Germany, in Stuttgart. I want to understand, what is the feeling or the mood over there amongst the Germans?
No, you said it, Krishna. I think, to begin with, of course, our German partners who've been very supportive. I'm talking about both VfB Stuttgart, what you mentioned, as well as the state of Baden-Wurttemberg. I think they've been very supportive in helping us construct this event. In fact, they've been able to get some of the most iconic brands from the city of Stuttgart. And of course, for all our viewers, Stuttgart is pretty much the birthplace of Mercedes-Benz. It is the birthplace of a brand like Porsche. And of course, this is the hub of innovation. This is the hub of automotive engineering. And we will have speakers from these companies that I mentioned, and there is going to be an equal representation of Indian speakers that we as TV9 Network, as News9 are inviting and bringing with us to Stuttgart. And of course, there is equal participation even from the German side. And these brands like Mercedes-Benz and Porsche are going to be with us as well. And of course, these 2 days are not just about friendly exchange of visiting cards and networking, while that is going to be an integral part of the deliberations of the 2 days that we will spend here. But beyond that, there is real business to be done. Beyond just exchanging visiting cards and a few handshakes and photo opportunity moments, I think the platform that we are trying to create here as part of the News9 Global Summit is going to offer great avenues to Indian and German businesses to really establish a roadmap to work together. We are talking about a China plus one strategy, which many countries in the West are adopting. We have seen that India is gradually pivoting from a services-oriented economy to one that focuses on manufacturing and adds value in manufacturing. So manufacturing is something which Germany has been known for. German engineering, German technology is world-renowned. But India's pivot from services to manufacturing is something that we are hoping we will be able to establish some sort of constructed dialogue on. But that's not all. When we talk about services, of course, you have the behemoths of HCL Tech and Infosys and Tech Mahindra and Wipro that have large presence in all across Germany, not just the state of Baden-Württemberg, but the entire IT story is also now pivoting. And that pivot is coming by way of all that is happening in the world of artificial intelligence. So India has a challenge and an opportunity to replicate the success that it had in IT back-end services to the forefront of artificial intelligence. And that is something which, again, is going to be an area of collaboration where we should see Indian and German IT players really working together.
Karthik Malhotra there, joining us from Stuttgart in Germany and getting us up to speed on what the News9 Global Summit is all about. Time now to listen into the mastermind, the brainchild of the person. The summit is the managing director of TV9 Network, Mr. Barun Das, as he talks about the essence of the summit. Listen in.
We live in a boundaryless world. Anything that happens anywhere, especially in India, it creates a ripple in the world. Both in geopolitics and geotrade. So any large initiative today will have to look at the world as its audience. So we thought that since we started this global summit here in India, it was a humble beginning.
Right.
So we take it to the next level, and I think it's a next big level.
All right, so that is taking it to the next big level. Let's also listen into what our partners and those who are going to be present, senior ministers from Germany who will be attending the News9 Global Summit. We have Florian Hassler, State Secretary for Political Coordination in Europe at the state of Baden-Württemberg, and also Mr. Winfried Kretschmann, Minister President of the state of Baden-Württemberg. Let's listen in.
Namaste, India. Germany is working towards strengthening bilateral trade with India. The state of Baden-Württemberg is particularly excited to support the News9 Global Summit in Stuttgart. State of Innovation makes the next big idea for collaboration. Together, we will draw a roadmap for sustainable growth. So please join us and make News9 Global Summit a resounding success.
Germany and India are important partners. As Minister President of Baden-Württemberg, I am happy to support the News9 Global Summit in Stuttgart. I hope you can join us.
Right, that was Winfried Kretschmann, the Minister President of the state of Baden-Württemberg. Sandeep, at this stage, it's important to talk about the timing of this event. We had just a couple of weeks ago, no less than Olaf Scholz, the Chancellor of Germany, arriving in India, making his and his country's intent clear about who is going to be the big partner for Germany in its future growth, and that's going to be India. It's all about reducing that dependence on China and putting it and increasing it on India.
Absolutely, Krishna. And in fact, before Olaf Scholz landed here, Chancellor Scholz landed in Delhi about a month back, Germany released a very interesting 32-page document called Focus on India. And I'm yet to see a more focused document of the kind that the government of Germany put out, where they've outlined why they want to do business with India. The China Plus One, of course, China was not named there, but they said Germany is facing a geo-economic challenge. Very interesting coinage there. Geo-economics is the present and the future of the world politics, and they're saying that India is going to be a big partner of Germany in this endeavor, because I think Germany made a couple of calculations a few decades ago where they were enamored by the Chinese industrial powerhouse and the manufacturing giant that China is, without realizing that there was baggage attached to that, Krishna. Rules-based order is something that China doesn't really believe in. India believes in the rule-based order, and India is a democracy, of course. So Germany now seems to have realized that India is a natural partner. And this has been a while in coming. We've had excellent relations with France, we've great relations with Great Britain, but Germany surprisingly was last to this party. And now we see an all-of-government approach that was driven by Olaf Scholz, the German Chancellor himself. And this is a relationship of the future, literally. If you read that document, Krishna, it's very, very clear in a comprehensive partnership with India, straddling all sectors from geoeconomics to energy security, sustainable development, and even defense and national security. So the Germans have really put their heart into it, and a lot of ways that's the way Germany operates, Krishna. They take a long time to deliberate and then come together, and then finally when they make up their minds, they are in for the long haul.
When they make up their minds, they're in for the long haul. Karthik, we've all heard of the great German efficiency. This is happening on their soil. I'm sure you're witness to that great German efficiency. As you're putting the summit together, you're closing in on giving the final touches.
Absolutely, and I think the German efficiency is now going to see a larger contribution from Indians. In fact, one of the key themes of the session and one of the key themes of the partnership between India and Germany right now is skills exchange. So through multiple programs from state of Baden-Wurttemberg partnering with the state of Maharashtra in India, and at a country level Germany and India coming together, we are looking at skilled labor migration as well as skilled workforce migration in large numbers from India to Germany. Now all of Europe, and Germany is no exception to that, has been inundated with this issue of illegal immigration. So to put an end to that, or rather to supplement an aging population which may not be in the workforce for very long, Germany is now going ahead and inviting applications of skilled labor to actually come to Germany and find meaningful jobs here. And this obviously, solves for India's own issues of high unemployment numbers, and at the same time those folks finding work in India and remitting some money back to the country bodes well for the Indian economy. And parallelly, I think Germany will get access to skilled labor from India, which can contribute to its own factories, its own industries. But it's not just limited to labor. In fact, when Chancellor Scholz was present in India in his address at the APK summit, he also mentioned that Germany is actually looking at increasing the intake of white-collar jobs, white-collar workers from India to Germany from about 20,000 visas a year all the way up to about 90,000 work visas per year. So skills and this whole exchange of skills program is something that both the countries are really bullish on.
From 20,000 skilled workers who can go to Germany to work, the number is going to be up to 90,000. That skill exchange is going to be crucial, and so will be other exchanges. Sandeep, you have the exchange that can take place in the form of high technology that we can get from Germany, and the big market and the talent pool that they can get here from India. Especially at a time when India is, we just completed a decade of Make in India, and all eyes are on India to become the next factory of the world, even as not just Germany, many other countries across the world, are moving away from setting up factory shops in China to wanting to expand their presence in India, be it an Apple or any other big brand in the world. In that sense, it's German brands' chance to find those synergies with India.
Absolutely, Krishna. And in fact, while we are speaking today, the air quality in Delhi is nearly 500. And 50% of that polluted air, this toxic air that comes, is from vehicles. Vehicular emissions are a big concern. And this is where Germany really steps in, Krishna, because Germany is literally the green capital of Europe. They have a very comprehensive electromobility plan, a green electromobility plan, where they're talking of 1 million charging stations by 2030, 3 million electric vehicles, all electric vehicles. They're going electric in a very big way. These are areas that India can really collaborate with Germany. It's a win-win for both countries. India offers the kind of market, the scales of markets that no other country possibly has. And while there's a great reluctance in getting this kind of technology from China, India's blocked Chinese investments in green technology for obvious reasons. Germany could very easily step in and fill that breach. And that is where China plus one really becomes attractive for Germany as well, Krishna.
Right, China +1, and that +1 being India, becoming extremely attractive for Germany. Karthik, we're talking so much serious shop over here, but this is a one-of-a-kind unique summit. It's not just about the discussions. In fact, even the discussions, they're not typically boring panel discussions. We're calling them playoffs. They're not going to be speeches, but they're going to be coach speaks. In fact, the special sessions for special speakers. This is a summit that's going to bring together everything from policy making to sports to culture. There's going to be a one-of-a-kind solo Indian concert as well. Talk to us. This summit packs a punch, doesn't it?
Absolutely, it does. And in fact, to do a little bit of wordplay here, we are going to actually kick off the session with coach speaks, like you mentioned, and the panel discussions are going to be playoffs, and the moderator is going to be the referee. So, we are really trying to get into this whole spirit of the German fascination with football, and the fact that we are hosting it at the MHP Arena and we are partnering with VfB Stuttgart. I think it's only right that we try and integrate in our terminology and in our lexical usage some football terms which can sort of seamlessly integrate what we want to do, the boring part, like you mentioned, the business summit, as well as football. But talking about the other aspects of the summit, Krishna, there are going to be 2 sets of awards. We will be honoring a few auto players, because we are coming from the city of Stuttgart, so auto as a sector cannot be ignored. So we will be honoring a few luminaries from the world of automobiles in India right here in Stuttgart. And then we also have the Global Icon Awards, and these awards are going to be a select few awards in number, but to be given to the most deserving candidates who will be here with us. I don't want to go ahead and reveal who these winners are. Our editorial jury has done the job already, and we know who the winners are. But I think for all the viewers, it'll be important to stay tuned in on the 21st and 22nd of November and really get a glimpse of who these luminaries are. And of course, there is a one-of-its-kind solo concert also, which brings in the Indian culture and brings in classical Indian art form for the German audience right here at the MHP Arena to appreciate.
Right, Sandeep, you've been part of these kind of summits before in Indian media. I know you have over 2.5 decades of experience, looking at these things. Never before at a summit by a Indian media network, you will have everything from a solo concert, and you have an event like this, which is going to eventually culminate, in a football match that's going to take place between VfB or VfB Stuttgart and VfL Bochum at the iconic MHP Arena.
Absolutely, it packs a punch, like you said, or we can't wait for that event to kick off. Krishna, I mean, it's got everything. It's got entertainment, it's got culture, it's got sports, of course, and the core of it, of course, is the business that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking a lot of business there, because at the heart of India and Germany, it's the business that really calls the shots. But we are not going to make it all business. There's going to be a lot of cultural activities as well. And what else? Germany and football, they're almost inseparable, and the fact that Karthik is standing right there outside the football stadium, that tells you what you can expect there. Right. Kickoff begins two days from now.
That's right. I know you can also see how cold it is in Stuttgart with all that Karthik has wrapped himself up in. I'm afraid we're completely out of time here, ladies and gentlemen. Just over a day to go for the kickoff of the News9 Global Summit. I'm going to thank Karthik Malhotra for taking time out to be with us here on the broadcast, and thank you, Sandeep, as well. But you make sure you're tuned in, glued on to News9 live on the 21st and 22nd of November as we bring you the News9 Global Summit Germany edition. Thank you so much for watching. This is Krishnakumar signing off.